What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Business Breakthrough. In today's Business Breakthrough, I sit down with Jose Cruz of Dolphin Painting and his business partner Christian as they navigate the world of a business that's declining, but they have the mindset to hit the next level, which I love. Just kind of really just helping them formulate a plan, giving them a kick in the butt that sometimes we all need, So I was grateful to be able to help these guys. I think with their mindset and their skill sets, which are complementary to one another, they're destined for success. So check in with me here. This is an awesome business breakthrough. I think you're going to love it. And if you have any feedback on these, please reach out. Send me a message on Instagram. Find me any way you can. I'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks so much for listening and enjoy. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. All right, you ready, Jose?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, what's going on, everyone? I'm here with Jose and Christian of Dolphin Painting. And now you're in Miami or just South Florida?
We're in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. All right, cool, man. Not too far away from me. So what brings you, my friend? So real quick background story. You were just telling me that, your uncle started the business. Christian's here, right?
Yeah, he started it.
You jumped in. Now you were working for Home Advisor.
I did. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I did. I worked for Home Advisor for about a year and a half, slinging leads, cold calling contractors.
Oh man, the hustle was real.
Yeah.
What's it like to be on the other side?
I could see the gripe
frustration
that I had on the phone.
That's fun. Now here's the real question: are you buying leads from them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Hey, look,
on and off, but we've yeah.
Hey, that says a lot. I'm just saying, I'm a fan, but I'm also like, there's part of me that doesn't like them, but there's part of me that says like, this is a crazy good tool. Like it's an instant connection.
Yeah, I think I heard it from a contractor when I was on the phone with him. When I worked, he said that Home Advisor is a necessary evil in the industry.
I would say that to a certain extent. I would say that on a startup basis, first 2-3 years, it's a necessary evil. But I think that if you're focused on getting away from that, you're just using that as a boost, So, I mean, I think to a certain extent it is, but I don't live off of it anymore. Like I lived off of it in the first 2 years,
Yeah, I know Christian did too for the first few years.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it was great. So, all right. So what brings you here, man? Tell me what's going on in the business. Tell me a little bit about how it runs, how many guys you guys have working for you. What's your role? What's Christian's role? Let's start there.
Okay. So as far as guys in the field, we have 2 guys right now. We had 3 guys. One of them just kind of didn't work out. He's kind of just rogue. Really great painter, which I've heard you talk about the egos that these like really experienced painters have in the past, but like it didn't work out. And then we have one sub crew that's really reliable that we use on and off. We had them both crews running for a while. We had a really good high this year, and now it's kind of like it's not as high anymore.
So you have 2 guys that are employees?
They're 1099, so they're subcontractors.
Okay, but you said you have one sub crew. So like you have the 2 guys that they work together. Is that who they are?
They work together. Yeah, they're brothers. Okay. They work with us.
And then the other crew is just like one sub crew.
He has so it's a subcontractor that we have. We worked with him for a few years. He brings in his own employees. He's usually 2 or 3 guys on his crew, and he gets his own work as well. Like we use him when we have overflow.
Which sucks because ultimately you're at the mercy of his schedule.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, usually with him, it's like 2 to 3 weeks out. So it's nothing that I can't schedule around. Like I could just give him a call and never more than 2 weeks booked.
Okay,
So
so the two guys in the field, they're both 1099. Now, did they come together or did you put this team together?
they they came together. They came together with the third guy.
Okay.
So two of them came. We brought on the younger brother of one of the painters, and then the older painter left. Well, no, we had to let him go. Just because it just wasn't
Gotcha.
yeah, a healthy working relationship.
Yeah. So what is your, I mean, what are you looking for in terms of like, how do you want your business to look? Do you want to lean more towards subcontractors or do you want to build that culture?
So I think right now we're leaning towards subcontracting more, and like helping our crew get their business set up, and like subcontracting more. I actually live in Port St. Lucie, so like I live 90 miles away from our market. So I would love to have sub crews from here to there. It's
Right.
um it's like the equal distance from you to Orlando,
Right.
right? It's not horrible, but I would love to have crews
Well, I
from.
mean, let's talk about some of the problems that you're running into. I think, I'm just going to assume that Christian is kind of like the project manager.
Yeah,
So you got, he's checking in on the jobs, he's probably doing the estimates.
I do estimates.
So you're driving all the way out there to do estimates,
I schedule them out pretty well, so it's
like
maybe
one
like
day or 2 days a week, you're hitting them.
yeah, yeah. And my whole family lives down there, so it's like
It's not too
not bad.
horrible.
Not bad.
So, I mean, so in terms of like the problems you're running into, I mean, in terms of production, you said the vibe is really good. Like what's the vibe now? Like, is it just kind of like, do you feel like it's just cold? Like you don't really have that connection with the crew. They're not really like, let me put it this way. Are your customers like eager to leave 5-star reviews?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay. So what would you say that is the, like, in other words, like you said, the vibe is low. So what's triggering you to say that?
I think some of the issues we've had. So like I mentioned, we had a really good few months, a really good quarter, I would say. And I think just administratively, we have some administrative
Right.
foundational issues that have hurt us from sustaining that growth. So that's kind of like where we really get into between me and Christian. And I understand he
Well, what
had
are those administrative issues? Like, give me some examples.
like finding reliable. So most of the crews, like this crew that's with us now, the one that's on us with us full time,
Right.
they've been with us for like 3 months now. And over the time, like over the 6 years that we've been working, it's mostly sub crews and day laborers,
Okay.
right? So like finding that sustainable.
Yeah. So the sub model right now, or at least whatever you're doing for the sub model, isn't working.
It's worked out by luck.
Right. Okay. Now's the time to change it, because, well, I mean, that, but I think, looking at it, I mean, all right, so you got these two guys in the field, they're 1099. You've been promising them at some point you're going to help them start their own businesses.
Yeah,
That's the story of many contractors. And I don't like that promise. I actually hate it. I think it's a false promise. It's not your priority. Your business isn't even to the point where it's operating at full capacity. So promising other people to help them start their business is just dangling a carrot, bro. Being honest. I mean, it is,
yeah,
because unless you could do that tomorrow. You could get them their LLC, you can get them their insurance, you can get them all set up. Why haven't you done it?
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
Like,
just haven't because
I'm
I
just
haven't.
being, it's gonna
Yeah,
sting.
yeah,
It's gonna sting because I need you. You came here for a reason. I want to help you, bro.
yeah,
I've been there. I've made that promise, and I learned, dude, stop making these freaking promises. If they're not here because they want to be here, then they shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here because I'm getting them to a point where they're going to be able to flourish on their own. That you can't build a company off of that. So you need to decide, do you want to be a sales and marketing company, or do you want Dolphin Painting to have a culture? And that culture can be created as a sales and marketing company, but usually it takes a good amount of subcontractors in your network to the point where you have a upper management and production crew.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Does that make sense? So listen, so when it comes to the direction you're about to head in next, bro, it's like you have to decide, are you going to really recruit subcontractors? Like if I were to ask you, how many hours a week do you spend vetting and recruiting subcontractors? What would your answer be? Well, I guess I'm asking you that. So what's your answer?
Hello?
Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
right now,
Hey,
less
Christian,
than
we
half
can
an
hear
hour.
you, man. There's just a lot of background noise, brother. Did you want to chime
Oh,
in?
yeah. Yeah, just looking at the results here, I'll put my 2 cents in. This is what I want. I know for a fact, we're looking for a marketing that could give us the workflow. I want to get work and sub it out. It's much better tax wise. I don't want to deal with growing dolphin painting to where I have employees. I rather sub out work. It's better for me in the long run, and we make either more or the same amount of money.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's pros and cons both ways, man. I think, the
Yeah,
employee route has a lot of benefits. For me at least, I love the employee model. That's what I operate. I never use subs. I think that the
yeah,
culture's there. If you nurture your employees the right way and you get it right, it can pan out. It's a long-term play, but it has a long-term
yeah,
benefit just like subcontractors does. My thing
yeah.
is that I don't think marketing's the issue. I think you have a marketer that works on your staff in Jose. This
Mhm.
guy's done cold calling. This guy's worked for the largest lead generation
Oh,
company in the country.
he's great. Jose's great. We
So,
just
so Jose,
right.
well, let me ask you, you asked about marketing. Jose, let me bring it back to you. Are you having trouble finding leads?
Consistent, consistent leads that aren't.
Consistent.
So that's the thing. We're super small, right? We're technically we're pretty small as well, the company,
You got
and
to put your
finding
mic back,
something.
bro. I can't hear you.
So finding something that's like in our budget that works,
What's
that
the
we're not.
budget? What are you guys spending per month on leads?
We've spent, we have spent in some months like $3,500, and that's just way too much. That was us spending way too much.
Why is it way too much?
The returns weren't there. The
What was the sales process like? Walk me through the sales process when you get an Angie lead.
So we're gonna give them a qualification call.
Okay.
We're gonna set up a time to go there. We're gonna,
Right.
confirm before. We're gonna show up on time. Kind of,
That's the
walk
sale level.
through.
That's the sale. Well, in terms of the qualification process, like this better than anyone. It needs to be a call immediately. You got
Yeah,
drip
of
jobs
course,
with the text and the email,
of
and
course.
it's like, I'm sure that as that pipeline grows, you got to be nurturing them. And dude, I have an 800% return on Angie leads. If you have a system to nurture them over a period of time, like not everyone's going to convert, but dude, $3,500. If you guys, first of all, both of you guys are pulling salary from the business. Do you have another job, Jose?
Yeah, yeah,
You work another job?
yeah. Nights.
Nights? Okay. But you're still drawing a salary from Dolphin
Yeah,
Painting,
yeah.
right? And so is Christian. And if you guys
Yes.
only have one crew and another sub crew, I'm guessing you're generating 5,000 to 7,000 a week
That's
in revenue,
spot on. Yeah, that's really spot on.
right? Well,
Yeah,
but that's not enough because after you pay your guys, after you pay for all the materials, and both of you guys take money from the business, there's nothing left. So the idea is, oh, that's too much. I'm spending too much on marketing. No, somebody's got to sacrifice here, or somebody's got to invest into the business, the 3,500, and then somebody's got to say, hey, ultimately that's a necessity for future growth. It's not the marketing channel isn't the issue because again, like let's go through this real quick. What is your Google listing? How many reviews do you have?
52.
52. Good. Solid rating, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. What's the
For,
Facebook strategy?
Facebook is, we've had tough luck with Facebook.
Okay. What do
In
you
our,
what have you been in charge of that?
yeah.
Okay. And just give me an example of what you've done on Facebook to give you the idea that you've had tough luck.
Well, we were working with Eric for a little while.
Okay. That didn't
And
pan out.
mm,
Didn't pan out. Are you still working with him?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So in terms of your own Facebook strategy, have you ever tried to work on it yourself?
I haven't.
Okay. start by boosting posts. I mean, I have to be honest and say that, like, dude, boosting posts works. I mean, it really does. I mean, set aside $500 a month where you just boost posts in your local area. I mean, it's that simple with your Dripjobs booking link. Find a really good before and after, go on Canva, make it $500 a month, put it to Facebook. You're going to get leads. 100%. Just naturally, just people that are interested. I mean, so that's diversification. You know this. But then on the Angie side right now, what's your monthly budget on Angie?
Like 600.
I mean, you know, that's too low.
Yeah.
That's too low for what you guys are trying to accomplish. Some people, that's fine. But what you guys are trying to accomplish, he wants a sub model. First of all, as much as we love subcontractors, they cost more than employees. So you need volume. You know, if I'm operating on average at a 37% labor cost, you guys are going to be at a 50% in Florida. In Florida, the subcontractor model isn't like it is up north. Everyone does the subcontractor model up north because of the snow. Here in Florida, we have year-round work. So there's nothing stopping companies from keeping employees staffed all year.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Christian.
Okay. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in quickly. I used to work for a big company, JB Painting and Waterproofing.
Okay.
Years ago. I remember one Christmas meeting, there was like 130 painters. And then throughout time that I stayed there, little by little, he started subbing out jobs. And I asked him, why are you subbing out jobs and getting rid of your workers? He goes, it's better for me. It's better for the company in the long run. And I left it at that. Then I saw smaller companies doing the same thing, subbing out work and still breaking off at the same amount that they were doing having employees. And I think that has to do with South Florida. Is just a whole nother ball game. I mean,
it is like a different state.
It's a lot harder to compete down here. It's a hustle and bustle down here, man. You got guys that'll come in and do it for dirt cheap. So the competition is like really tough.
Brother, I disagree. Because first of all, that 130, that company with 130 probably did a majority new construction. Usually companies have that many employees. I mean, they're focusing on commercial, new construction, and they're focusing on quantity over quality. That's just how they have to survive.
You know, we didn't do not one new construction at JB Painting. It was all repaints. Where I did do new construction was Phoenix Painting and Waterproof. Phoenix Painting here in South. They did do new construction. And now the majority, they have 6 employees. They went from, you know, I'm not going by what they did, but everybody's doing it, man. And I'd rather save myself from having employees and just subbing out work, because I know for a fact you essentially
have employees. The 2 guys that are 1099 that show up to work every day for you guys are employees. They're just not being, you know, qualified.
Yeah, look, perfect example. Job we got now, it's close to 6,000. Okay, if I would have left the 2 guys, and this I know for a fact, but I kept quiet. You know, you observe your guys. I know for a fact they would have extended the job the whole week so that they can get a full week's pay. You know what I'm saying?
You created that culture.
Yeah, okay, I'll accept that. Now, I went in there, worked 2 days, which I'm not supposed to. We're gonna be done today in the afternoon. 3 days, 2 guys. I mean, you kind of follow where I'm going.
I follow what you're saying. I get it, man. Listen, there's a part of you that feels like people take advantage of you as a good business owner, you know, and that's common, brother. I mean, I get it, dude. Yeah. You listen, here's the deal. That culture of you worrying about people extending jobs because they're afraid they need to get their hours is your fault. I mean, it is. Because, I agree. That's for 2 reasons. One is because you and I don't know you, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to give some examples of why that could be happening. Number one, you focus way too much on the dollars, and these people feel that, and they feel scarce. So in other words, there's a scarcity environment happening in your business because it's all about the dollars, right? And you're in business. Right. There's nothing wrong with that. When it's a subcontractor relationship, 100%, that's acceptable. But when it's an employee relationship, which there's a really, you know, it's a really fine line here, because these guys are quote unquote subs, but they're really employees, because you guys are paying them 1099 and they're there and they're expected to do jobs at a certain hourly rate at a certain time frame. The real subcontractor relationship is they do the job for a fixed amount, whether they do it in 10 hours or they do it in 5 hours, they get paid the same amount of money.
Exactly.
Right. So like, so first of all, like that's the big problem. So like my thing is this, like your idea of an employee model is you're not going to get your money's worth. It's too expensive. People are going to extend the hours. They're not going to treat your company the way it should be. And I just want to let you know that that's not like true in most cases. Like for me, at least, I experience it, so I can't like agree with that. I'm sorry, because I live it every day. I get it. Some people could milk hours, but ultimately it's like I have project management in place to say, hey, you have 3 days as a crew to get this done. Like, and we're going to make sure of that. And if it doesn't get done, then we know, hey, there's an issue here. Somebody's lagging or somebody's not taking it serious. And it's like, that's what good management's for. But let's talk about
right.
I'm not converting you to employees, Christian. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, no. I know that your thing is keeping a company with employees. As if I was to go to a guy who only subcontracts, he's going to tell me else. You know, I understand. And I
Sure.
agree with you 100%. That's if we want to have employees. But
Right.
I'm looking at another strategy, which is subbing out work. And
Love it.
I don't think anybody can tell me different, you know. I'm
Yeah,
just being
man, and
honest,
that's
you know?
and that's cool. And then do it. There's plenty of successful people. I actually had someone on my podcast recently who
Very successful.
who grew a company up to $1 million in under 5 months with subcontractors. You know, so it's like, you know,
That's amazing.
the thing about it here is that getting the structure right. It's, you know, finding
Oh,
subcontractors is
absolutely.
marketing. You know,
Yeah.
so let me ask you again, you know, Jose, what's the strategy to find subs? What you know, what's that looking like?
Right now it doesn't, because we don't have the workflow.
Right.
Like it's so I'm hesitant to
So the mindset of the individual that I'm referring to, his name is Bradley Ellison. Look
I've
up.
spoken to him.
You know Brad. You've spoken
Yeah,
to him,
yeah.
right? Let me tell you something. The mindset was, I'm going to spend as much money as possible to find as many leads as possible. I have all the work. First of all, Christian, I'm a big thing about, you know, I'm big on limiting beliefs. You know, there's a limiting belief
I hear
that there is people that are willing to hire individuals that are low ballers. Okay. There's individuals that are willing to hire individuals that are low ballers, and you guys are, you know, it's a race to the bottom. There's a market. There's a market in South Florida that only wants quality customer service oriented companies, bro. That's it. And they're willing to pay for it.
I agree.
You and I both know,
100%.
Christian,
Yep.
I know you've been in business a long time. Here's the deal. You and I both know if somebody's gotten 3 paint jobs in their lifetime as a homeowner, one of them was probably a poor experience on average. You know what I'm saying? At some point or another. So in other words, like, you're dealing with an industry that is usually hurt. So that's where Jose comes in. That's where the software comes in. That's where the sales comes in. But here's the deal. You guys got to identify, I'm going to start day one. If you guys just came together and sat at a table and said, okay, we're starting dolphin painting today. The problem is you guys are using old mechanisms of how you're running your business, and you're trying to start this new vision, and nobody's investing or injecting resources into the company. In other words, we're worried about $600 worth of leads.
Right.
How are you going to do it? I mean, honestly, if you guys were all in, it would be, I'm putting $3,000 into Home Advisor or Angie today. I'm going to boost $500 worth of posts. That's $3,500. And then I'm going to go find an SEO company to get us ranked at the top of Google and spend whatever I need to spend on that. I already tried Facebook marketing. That didn't work out as planned. So let's pivot and go here. $5,000 it is meant, and we're not even talking about an investment that doesn't yield an instant return. You guys already have workers. You guys already have a subcontractor crew. So worst case scenario, if this does work, Jose, which it will, I mean, you're instantly going to get your money back. But where has the conversation been of, hey, we need to inject a lot of money into marketing? Like, how come that hasn't happened?
I guess just doubt. A little bit of doubt.
Hello.
As far as
All right.
consistency that we've had. And then obviously it's just like a weird time. So
Let me ask you, Christian, why hasn't that happened, man? How come we haven't anteed up on the
I
initial
think
action?
me and Jose have spoken about this, and I have a saying: "Scared money don't make no money." And we have spoken about we need to invest because we know $5,000 needs to be converted into what 25. I understand that, and I'm willing to do that. I just don't want to. Me and Jose know we have blown money where we shouldn't have.
yeah,
So we're kind of playing because I'm afraid to dig into my savings and then that happens again. So that's why we're hesitant.
Well, let me ask you this:
just
Are you
trying out any?
and just I'm just I'm the opposition right now because I just want to challenge. I want to challenge this scenario because I think you guys have potential to be. You're already successful. Like it's just a matter of creating a duplicatable, repeatable, consistent system that generates more success each and every month, one on top of the other, right? So let me ask you this: where you're at right now, without any injection of resources, are you satisfied?
no.
There's no way.
Mm.
There's no way. I know Christian probably has bad service. He just dropped off, but there's no way, dude. There's no way. You guys got to have that conversation, Jose, where it's like, hey, this is our strategy for how we're going to get subs. Do you know Brad Ellison found all of his subs on our painting contractors group mostly?
Really?
Really? He put out a post and then he created a group called Gathering of Michigan Painters. And now he's got his own little resource of painting contractors, subcontractors in his town, you know, and that Christian, before you, let me, I think, I know you just popped off.
He's putting his headphones in.
Yeah, he's putting his headphones in. So that, you know, that's kind of the thing. It's like, dude, being
I'm back, guys. I'm sorry.
You're fine. So my question to you, Christian, was, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
My question to you was, at this point, without you injecting any money or any resources into this business, are you satisfied with the cash flow and the results that are occurring?
No, absolutely not. But like I said, being that we did blow some money where we didn't need to spend it, I'm kind of hesitant to dig into the savings. I could grab 10, 15 and put it in marketing and, you know, flip it. But I think at this point, at the end of the year, I don't know if that's a good choice. And, you know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I just think that it's not really a choice. There's two things that happen in business. You're either growing or you're dying. There's no stable point in business. Right now, it might look stable because you guys have a few jobs going on. But, you know, I mean, it might look like that. Don't be, you know, confused by the illusion of growth. You're not growing right now. If you guys aren't selling and collecting deposits on a daily basis, your business isn't growing. If you don't have a week full of estimates, your business isn't growing. So it's like you say, well, I don't know if that's a good choice. Unfortunately, it's not a choice if the goal is growth.
Okay.
Like, I'm just being honest. Like, it's not like,
no, I agree.
We think it's a choice. It's like, I don't want to do this, but like, here's the deal. Like, that's a qualification for entry, you know, right now, because the goal for you guys, first of all, there's not enough money going around. There's no way you guys, I mean, if Jose's has to work a second night job, this guy is a phenomenal resource that's working a night job just to pay his bills.
Well, I think it's for mainly for insurance purposes, because I told him he doesn't need to. If I could offer him insurance, you know, for his family, because he has kids.
Well, he can pay for his own insurance if he's making money. I mean, $600 a month. You know, I mean, you could just pay. You don't need an employer to pay for that if you're making an extra $600 a month. I mean, I hammer through the BS, bro. I'm sorry. I want to get to the point. That's true. You know, I'm not, I get it. Like, this dude's working nights where he could be putting all those resources into growing your business and making it successful and building a legacy for your family. So that's why I get on here for free and I'm coming hard, because I believe that just a pivot is all you guys need. And I think the pivot is somebody's got to ante up the money and say, hey, $4,000 worth of leads, freaking do something with it, Jose. This guy worked for the company where he's getting the leads. This guy knows.
There's no reason why we shouldn't be. Yeah, exactly.
This guy knows the lead system better than anyone, even me. He knows the ins and outs. He knows how to navigate the credit system to where if a lead isn't good, he knows how to get the money back. Right?
Yeah.
You got a freaking ace in your pocket, dude. Give him the money.
Yeah.
And then he invested in a
phenomenal way.
I did. And then he
I did
invested
in
in
the
a
past.
phenomenal,
That's the thing,
he
Tanner.
invested in a phenomenal software, by the way, that'll automate the process of
Yeah.
following up with those leads, which means you guys will be the actual first companies to contact that customer.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I told him is if we put money in there, we can't just stop this I heard this works and this works. And then
Yeah,
we blew on, Jose, you know what I'm talking.
So I think the doubt that we've had, we mentioned, I mentioned that why haven't we done it yet? You asked us that a couple minutes ago, and it's like we've made some not good investments this year, right?
That doesn't matter.
Maybe
If you
over-
guys,
over
Christian, are you married?
$10,000 worth.
Christian, you married?
No.
No? Jose, you married?
Yes.
Okay. So did you go through some poor relationships before that?
Yes.
Did you stop looking because you went through some poor relationships?
No.
No, the
I
hope
think
was
I
there,
just
wasn't it?
I just got comfortable with paying for it and not dealing with the shit. You feel me?
I hear that, but here's the deal, guys. Business is it's never ending, bro. Even after you guys get over this hump, right? Which you're gonna get over. There's a new train coming.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the issues that you run into with subcontractors. And then guess what? Maybe this lead avenue dries up and you're going to have to stay ahead of the curve and figure out something else and figure out something else, figure out something else. What's working, what's not working. That's the involvement of business. It's growth. That's what separates the companies that fail and the companies that succeed is how you respond to change and how resourceful you can be when at this point momentum's low, morale is low, you guys are all over the place. This guy's 90 miles away wondering how to grow this business from that far away. You're telling them that the subcontractors or the independent contractors are milking hours. You're trying to, bro, this is a mess.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to do something, and there has to be some sort of injection into the business that creates some sort of change. Here's the deal, bro.
Yeah.
I think, Jose, your job should be calling local subcontractors or finding a way to get in touch with them and setting up interviews with Christian for the week so he can start vetting subcontractors. Honestly, you guys need to prepare for the growth for next year. Don't wait until this magical thing happens where all this work comes to you and then you look for subs. They don't need to know you guys have 3 jobs in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Yep.
They need to think that 100%. You guys are the next big franchise coming into town, and you could create that perception with how you do business.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. I agree 100%.
This guy's a rock star in your back pocket, dude. I'm not saying that you're a back pocket guy, Jose, but you're kind of far. So, you are. I love the dynamic.
I definitely tell him, Jose, you're definitely smarter than I am. I'm a workhorse. And we got to make this work. We're both smart, in our own.
But I think that you got to get rid of that workhorse mentality. And now you're a supervisor, overseer, project manager, dude. You guys have something that people would kill for in terms of trust. You guys are family. You guys both complement each other's skill sets. You guys have this thing that's being created, but dude, there needs to be a big bang that happens, bro. Somebody's got to say, all right, I'm going all in. Here's all the money for the leads. Turn it into 25,000.
Yeah.
600 bucks is $600 to me is, I don't really care if we grow this business or not.
Yeah. I agree. It's just having the money is having the money. I could take it out and put it in, but like you said, we're not going to grow the business thinking about it's the end of the year. It needs to happen now.
Ultimately, dude, you got an opportunity of a lifetime. You got to take advantage of it, a lifetime of the opportunity, man. You guys keep going at this rate. You're hanging on by a thread. You have a subcontractor crew that barely works for you, and you have 2 independent contractors that you're worried if they're stealing from your hours.
Yeah.
That's dangerous in business. Your production's all you have. That means, what's happening is that you're painting. Are you painting?
Yeah. I am. Yeah.
You shouldn't be. You don't deserve that. You started a business. You're creating jobs. What are you doing?
Yeah. You know why I did that? I did that because and you might think it's stupid, but I did it just to prove myself. I knew that the individual that I had working for me was stretching the week out, and I knew he would have got it done on Friday afternoon.
Well, you need to restructure the agreement. Restructure the agreement, Christian. When you deal with these guys, if you're paying them 1099, you guys need to be diligent enough to say, this is how many hours are assigned to this job. This is your pay. You're not doing that because no one's calculating it. And we're just saying, hey, get it done, and then I'll pay you for the hours you work. You can't do
Right.
that. That's what's happening. And it's like, dude, set the standards in your company. Don't be afraid to give a number ahead of time. You're gambling thinking that, you know, if they get the job done sooner, you're going to make more of a profit. You guys are squeezing pennies together, right? You're hoping that they get it done sooner so you make more money instead of allocating, hey, it's $1,000 pay. Move on to the next job. You know, Jose, what feedback do you have?
I think that's the kick in the ass we needed. We just, like Chris mentioned, we had a couple missteps this year in spending some money that didn't result well, and kind of put us in a spot now where we're kind of just like, what do we do now?
Well, you're
like,
deflated. You guys feel defeated. You spent some money. It didn't work out. It's like, I'm not doing that again. It's like, again, I go back to the, you know, I go back to the relationship example, but I also have to help you guys understand is that you don't have a choice. You're in the fire. You have nothing. I mean, Christian, I don't think you have another job. Do you? This is your livelihood?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we need.
What the fuck are you doing?
South Florida traffic. So, you know, hey, I love the energy, you know, take that same energy and then tell it to yourself about the fact you're not spending any freaking money on leads. You guys got to spend that money, get that money in there. I think you should do it today. Make the call.
What are you doing, bro? Open your
call.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah.
But let's leave it there, man. I think, you know, you guys have enough ammo that I hope to have given you. You know, I think that's where you start. Get the leads. And then at that point, all the problems will go away. You're going to have the work. Imagine if you guys had 15 jobs that needed work. How motivated would you be to get the freaking subcontractors?
Yeah. Yeah. We would be looking for subs.
Level 10, dude. You'd be driving there right now, helping out. You'd be like, I got to get, it's the same thing. It's not going to take you long, bro. You know? But I also think, I hope you're not doing this. I hope you're not giving pricing over the phone. I hope that you're not ballparking over the phone. Like, I hope, like, I do not believe in that. And I hope that you're taking every opportunity as an opportunity to upsell and, you know, just make sure you're doing that.
Yeah, no, it's in person always.
Gotta be. Yeah. All right, man. Well, nice meeting you guys, Christian. You know, bring it, man. Hopefully we'll talk soon. And then Jose, my man, you've always
hopefully by this time
supportive.
next year we'll be having a different business breakthrough with some new problems.
I hope next month you tell me that your life changed because you actually invested in your business.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Take care. God bless. See ya. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to that business breakthrough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transition this episode to a testimonial. That's right. So one of our awesome Dripjobs users was kind enough to do a short testimonial for us. I asked him some questions that I'm sure a lot of us have about what Dripjobs is it valuable? So if you would like to sit and listen to this, I'd appreciate it. You can sit, hang around, and hear what one of our very happy clients has to say about Dripjobs for his business. All right. Hey, I'm here with Michael Perry of Outside the Box Contracting in Florida. And I just want to start off by asking you a few questions about what your experience is with Dripjobs. My first question is, how do you like the system overall? You know, first, I want to know, what were you using before? And second, what has Dripjobs done for you in your business?
Well, before I was really using nothing because the business is very new. And so right off the bat, I did need something that was going to be able to, manage my customers, handle the customers, be able to handle proposals and the invoicing part of it. So I came across Dripjobs on your podcast. I heard about it on podcast. And so I looked into it. You and I did a little demo. And right off the bat, I knew it was going to be something that I'd be able to utilize and put to work. So almost immediately, from the very first time, it's been working since day one. And I especially love the automations are great. The fact that it's working behind the scenes, even when I'm not paying attention to it, is the better part. Your integration with Angie Leads is huge because those leads come in and immediately they're getting contacted. It just shows that it makes it appear as if, even if I'm not paying attention, as if I'm paying attention to this customer and they have my full attention. So they get an email instantly from me saying, hey, thank you for contacting Outside the Box. And just that part alone is enough, because all the feedback I've had from all my customers so far is that they love the communication. That's the best part. That's what's attracted them the most to me, is that I'm communicating with them, the constant emails, the follow-ups, and just how the proposals, the invoices are put together. The system is very easy to use. And it's just been fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, well, now you used Angie Leads before having Dripjobs. So before you would, for a little bit, I think there was a time period where you did. So before, that lead would come in, you'd have to hurry up and call them right away. Right. Wasn't that kind of what you were doing?
Right. So the lead would come in, the gun to stop what I'm doing, make sure I call them within a certain period of time, especially with their rules that they have as far as, credits and stuff like that. But when the leads come through Angie and Dripjobs is able to grab it and send them an email, right, it buys me time to, follow up, review their request, and then get back to them, in a timely fashion. But at the point of contact, I'm usually the first one in, so which is huge. But they appreciate that a lot.
Love that, man. Love that. So a lot of our pushback that we get as a software, some people in your position, which you're starting out, not a massive company, they think that Dripjobs is too big for them, right? They look at it and they say, well, I'm not doing a ton of work. Like, I don't really need this. What would you say to those? Because I know in the beginning you kind of thought the same thing. Maybe it was like one of those things, and I think you had canceled, and then I rallied you back in, and now you're a fan. So what was that shift for you, and what would you say to anyone that thinks that?
Yes, initially when I thought I was just starting out, I'm like, I can't, I need to be able to, to pay the monthly fee, I need to have a lot of work coming in. But ultimately, once I did come back around and I looked at it and started putting it to work for me, I realized that I can't even exist without it, because if I didn't, I don't know what I'd be doing if I didn't have it, because it just makes it so easy to use. Everything from the initial point of contact through the scheduling, the estimates and the appointments and the communication that way, and writing the proposals and sending them out, invoicing, all of it has made the job very easy. And then I got very busy, so having that along the way has really helped.
We kind of pitch it as your 24/7 office admin in your pocket, right? I mean, it's kind of working for you while you're out, and it's doing things that you wouldn't normally have to do yourself.
Right. That's the best.
Yeah, man. So in terms of customer service and support setup, we make it a point to try to be there for you if you need anything. Have you found that we've been successful at that as a company?
Yeah, you've always gotten back almost immediately, sometimes even late at night, which is surprising. But I know you all have lives, but even late at night, if I'm in the middle of a problem on a proposal, and you jump right back on there and help me out.
Yeah. What's interesting is, me as a contractor, sometimes I know what that's like, just from my experience with other software. I'm in the middle of a proposal. I need to get this thing out, so we just know how important it is, and we're committed to that. What do you think of some of the updates? I know that I sent out an email, what do you think of some of the updates in terms of the new way the proposal looks, and how we've adjusted the way your customers perceive you through Dripjobs, the way that they see your proposals? What do you think about some of the updates?
The update's been great. The most recent proposal update is fantastic. I looked at it just in the past couple of days, because I've had a few go out, and it looks clean. It's professional.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and makes me look really good, to the customer. So
it's awesome. Now, your customers, in terms of them responding to the drips, now some people think that, it's way too much communication sometimes. Do you feel as though the communication is just right? And if so, do you feel like your customers think of it as a good thing? Would you say that they're responding to some of the communication in a positive light?
I'd say it depends on the customer. So I look at their activity. I can, with the email communication. So I see if I have cold leads that are sitting there that I haven't gotten back to, I'll take a look at their interaction with the site. And if they've gotten 3 or 4 drips and they've had 0 views on it, then that customer, I don't think that customer is going to come back. But if they if I see that they've viewed one of the emails, and a couple of days have gone by, I'll let it sit there. I'm not gonna eliminate the lead. but those, I have a feel for certain leads that I know are not going to go anywhere. It's just in the conversations I've had, just what they were looking for. Sometimes they go on Angie and they hit the button and not realizing that someone's actually going to call them back.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking for pricing or whatever. But I've been able to manage. Are you there?
Yep.
Sorry. I've been able to manage the leads through there, more easily by doing that. So
love it. It's great. Last question for you. One of our favorite features, and probably like the fan favorite, is the booking URL. And that allows for people to call you. You can just send them that link. Have you been utilizing that? And has it saved you from having to manually input information?
I have not yet had to manually. The only time I've manually inputted information is on a lead that's come to me, like not through Angie, because Angie is able to, it's already in there. When Angie goes through Angie, it's already integrated. So I only had a few times where I've had to enter it myself, because most of my leads are coming to there. Recently, though, I've started boosting posts on Facebook, and I'm getting a lot more traction through there.
Love that.
Those leads I've had to go through and enter myself. I'd have to look. I'm not sure about the URL for the contact.
So it's great when people call you. All you have to do is click the button at the. We actually put it at the bottom of the mobile app.
Is it on?
What's that?
Which screen is it on that to see it?
It's on the mobile app. It's actually on the mobile app at the bottom. It says new request. It's kind of subtle. We just slipped it in there. And if you click that, all you got to do is punch in the phone number. So again, if someone calls you and you're driving and maybe this is somebody that just found your name on Google or a referral from a customer, all you got to do is click that button, punch in their phone number, and it sends them a link to fill out your booking form. So it saves you the time. Yeah, try that out. It's a really awesome feature. Awesome. Dude, well, thank you, Michael, man, for your time today. We're extremely grateful for you taking time out of your day to just give us some great feedback and gloat about us. Again, we're going to keep striving, man. So thanks so much.
No, Dripjobs has been great.
Awesome.